The fundamentals, the basics, something many hear of, look at them for a quick second, and then think they need to move on to more advanced stuff. Now listen hard, you don't need to. It's why I play this clip all the time.
You listen hard. Stick to the basics, stick to the basics, stick to the basics.
Well, we're sticking to them today because it's time for Chico Crypto. So if you haven't noticed, I'm a fundamentalist first and investor second. I want decentralization first, of course, but I also want crypto to work and provide new financial tools with good user experiences. Bitcoin and Ethereum hands down provide the most decentralization, but where Bitcoin stops with just payments, Ethereum picks up with smart contracts providing new financial tools through DeFi. So through 2019 and into 2020, I've been DeFi curious, digging into the groundbreaking products before they were groundbreaking or even had a token, like 11 months ago saying Uniswap would be the tool to kick off the next bull run before they had a token or the bull run was started. As I love Uniswap and I think it's great, but scaling with it needs to happen. So last week you saw me put the heat on it, Synthetics and their chosen scaling solution, Optimistic Rollups. And I had some people say I did those videos because I like xDai. Which is so far from the truth, as today we will do a similar thing with xDai, turn the pressure cooker on, and look at the things I don't like about it, as the heat isn't a bad thing if the outcome gets the wheels moving, resulting in better work. So just like we had to go back in history with optimism, let's go back in history with xDai. xDai was announced over 2 years ago, in October of 2018, as a collaboration between MakerDAO and POA. At launch, xDai was a pure POA chain with only one validator, the POA network, but it immediately decentralized itself as much as possible with POA, adding 10 validators to the network by September of 2019. But this stable chain, xDai, was still tokenless, although this September 2019 xDai blog post about decentralization reveals so much. They said, as we prepare to upgrade the xDai stablechain to the new POS-DAO consensus model, the current xDai validators will become the initial staking validators for this delegated proof-of-stake model. What that reveals is they were preparing to launch a token, a governance one, for a switch from POA to POS-DAO consensus. Now remember this blog, it was September of 2019. What happened just before this? xDai and the chain got its first round of VC funding from leading crypto firms. B-Tech led it with BitMax and Focus Labs, but also Bixen and Neo Global Capital NGC. Predominantly Chinese VCs, BitMax unregulated exchange out of Singapore, and the investment arm of Neo NGC. I used to like Neo, but I found out things I don't like, so I stopped supporting it. Well, guess who's suspiciously doesn't even promote xDai as one of their investments to this day on their website. Nowhere to be seen. NGC. 'Tis not a good sign when your own VC is not even putting the project within their portfolio on their website, and I would guess they aren't holding the tokens in. So now, going to the stake token breakdown, we can see from seed round and private round, nearly 23% of the eventual tokens would end up in some form in investors' hands. From the release below, we can see both private and seed follow the same schedule. 25% were released at listing in May of 2020. 10% released 28 days later, thus in April of 2020, and the rest, 65%, will be released for 224 days after. So how many tokens was this? Well, they are transparent. It is over 1.97 million, and they broke it down including how many are released from the 65% per day, over 5,700. And they include the token contract for that. This means we can figure out how many these private investors have left to receive. Going to that and looking into the tokens, we can see there are just over 203,000 of the nearly 2 million left. And going by how many are released per day, just over 5,700, that means these VCs only have about 35 days left, a month of getting tokens. So sell pressure from VCs may finally be over for xDai stake, if that's what they have been doing. And unfortunately, even more tokens were given to these guys, specifically BitMax for the liquidity Liquidity fund. As we can see, over 9.6% of the supply, or over 816,000 staked tokens, and 100% released at listing, and it was supposed to foster global liquidity. BS, as if you go to the trading volumes for stake, Uniswap is providing nearly 39% of the trading volume, while BitMax is doing just 17%. Decentralization is fostering more liquidity than a liquidity provider. I would be pissed if I was on the xDai team. So, what it sounds like to me is xDai needed money in 2019, and they made deals with the VCs that might not have their best interests at heart, but their own interests. And if you know what VC stands for, venture capitalist, that interest is money. So does that mean I'm dumping my stake because of VCs and, in my opinion, a bad token emission to them? Well, it's almost over, just over a month, and I wouldn't doubt the downward pressure on stake has been coming from some of them. They have been selling and making money. That's what VCs do. Which we can kind of confirm that some are immediately sending to exchanges to presumably be dumped, going to the private investor token contract. We can see 5 days ago a large amount was sent, over 23,000 stake. Clicking into the address it was sent to, we can see it was immediately sent to another address. Clicking into that one, we can see it was immediately sent to BitMax, presumably to be sold. 35 days left, and once it's over, it's time for decentralization and the good validators to take over, as VC tokens go to nil. Public post out for xDai was announced on the 23rd, opening up validators to the public and allowing the public to delegate their stake to the validators to share in the validating rewards. And the validators are the ones who have a stake in the network, and they usually have its best interest at heart. And just as the VCs go kaput and the validators take over, xDai is proving itself. One of the 4 DApps supported by Ethereum.org, an editor's choice, Dark Forest. They tweeted this 2 days ago. Shout out to xDai for smoothly scaling up their node infrastructure to handle the traffic generated by this Dark Forest round. And some very big Ethereum boys who are highly interesting are playing it. Dark Forest retweeted the leaderboard from Austin Griffith, and it included Matthew Huang of Paradigm, who, as we know, is supporting rollups. Ain't that interesting? But this does mean the round of the game is hot, which means xDai has once again taken the #1 position as the most active public layer 2, pushing once again over 75k transactions per day. But that's about to increase even more, and this leads me into a big token pick. This episode isn't all bad, you know. I put my hands up on my hip, then I dip, we dip, you dip. From Etherisc. Why? Well, in November, they put out a blog post titled The Road Ahead. And what do they say regarding their roadmap for the next few months? Deploy a new instance of GIF, generic insurance framework, on the public xDai chain. Under the new legal framework, deploy the already well-known and successfully tested flight delay product, FDD, on the xDai chain GIF, using xDai as payments. Go live as planned until the end of the year. This while enabling DIP token holders to provide liquidity to the first flight delay risk pool on xDai chain. This will be powered by the first use of chainlink oracles on xDai chain. Scaling, chainlink oracles, xDai, and insurance, me likey. And the planned go live for the flight delay risk pool on xDai from their blog, go live at the end of the year, which we are rapidly coming upon. So insurance products, decentralized, they should be a big hit, especially after what happened with the cover exploit yesterday, and then the founder of Nexus Mutual getting hacked before that. So what does Etherisc provide in insurance besides FDD? Well, we can see they have decentralized insurance products designed for crypto wallets, for crypto loans and collateral, and they even have crop insurance and social insurance out of the design stage and into the prototype stage. So fundamentals, what's working, while providing a wholesome look at all of the projects. If that's what you want, that's what you get with us. Cheers, I'll see you next time.